dedication for positive growth. You can catch them on your radio or even TV. Giving food for thought just to catch you hungry. Shout out to all my kings and queens. Now give it up to the Snap Judgment team. Who it be? I said who it be? Snap, snap, snap. Snap Judge. Who it be? Snap, snap, snap. Snap. I said who it be? Snap, snap, snap. Snap.
Yes. Salute.
Welcome everyone to Applying Pressure. I'm your lady being beautiful me, Andreetta. And of course, you know, we have our host here.
Snap, snap, snap if you can, baby.
Yeah, snapping on, snapping on.
All right.
Okay, so we have right now, today is going to be an exciting day. We have a very special guest.
Yes.
And that is, the re-elected mayor of Newburgh, New York. And so I tell you right now, well, is there anything, how was your week? And I see you got all burnt up over here, bruh.
Listen, let me tell these people, the devil is real. I've been out in the sun for like 3 days. My son played a 7-on-7, and it's like if you winning back to back. And when I say that sun will beat you, if you look at me, you probably see my glasses shade, all this stuff. It is so hot out there. Please stay hydrated out there, man, because that devil is out there.
We talked about hydration
last week
as well. You know how it's so important that your body. Let me give you a little health tip, guys. Your body is made up to 80% of water.
Yes.
Now, if you're not drinking any water and not eating the proper food, nutrition, then you are dehydrated.
Yes.
Okay? And don't be fooled. I know some of y'all like drinking soda. Ain't nothing but sugar.
And that's dehydrating.
That's nothing but sugar syrup. Okay, guys?
Yes.
So please, you gotta drink water. Get some IV, stuff like that. IV, hydrate you as well. That's helpful too. But you got to have that magnesium, lots of water, please.
And when I say out there, please, when you have your kids out there, make sure that your kids are hydrated.
My gosh.
Make sure they're eating the right things and fluids. We had 2 people who passed out, which was adults.
You
at
did.
The games. Yes,
and they were just sitting there.
Just sitting there, just chilling. So please, it is real.
Oh my gosh. Now, mind you, not just drinking it, man, just throw yourself in some water.
Throw yourself in the water.
Throw
Jump in the pool.
Yeah.
To do something. Today's thoughts. I want to say, when life weighs you down a bit, rest if you must.
Rest if you must?
Do not quit.
I appreciate that. I do.
Say step back. Sometimes you got to reevaluate yourself to see where you at, to see where you're going. When you're constantly moving, you're constantly running, you're not paying attention to those things because you're not focused on that. Sometimes you got to sit back, relax, and think. See where you at. See your progress.
I know a lot of us are so busy, right?
Yes,
They're so busy. I'm one of them as well. As we all know, we all can relate.
Yes.
Now, mind you, someone had to tell me, and we talking about, I had this counseling. I had to focus, and I promise you guys, if you don't focus, you can miss the very little link that is so important. Focus, and that's what it was told to me. You have to focus. The negative energy, it was told to me in spirit as well, that you got to get rid of it because it will throw you off, and you're gonna have to get rid of that cancer because that's exactly what that is. Negative energy is cancer.
If you want new things, you have to get rid of some of your old habits.
That's another thing.
And if some of us are out here who are kind-hearted people, I'm telling you, take your feelings, take your heart, put it in a safe deposit box.
It's so funny.
Put it in a safe, lock it up. It's because selfish people are winning right now. They are taking advantage of people that are kind-hearted, and they're putting you down there, and then guess what? That happy person's gonna be down there, and you might not know how to come back. So take your heart and your feelings and put it away for a minute. Stop using it for a minute. Become them.
I was told that I was too nice.
Yes, and that is.
And I was like, and then when I start coming at you, okay, now you're gonna wonder why.
Yes.
And that's the thing. And I was like, I know that. I'm like, I am? Okay, but I know I am. But the thing is, I'm too nice to people that they always got their hand out.
Yes.
They always got oh my gosh, the people that got their hand out.
Please. The same way I got here, the money that I work hard for is for me. It's not for me to work hard and give it out. Some of y'all have to cut some of your habits out. That might be drinking, going out, shopping for clothes, bags. Some of it might be smoking. maybe whether cigarettes or chifa, or maybe just some of your habits. You have to cut your habits off to proceed new ways. Trust me, I work too hard to just give some of my money, and I might not see it back.
I'm not making money to pay your bills.
Your bills.
Damn, what the heck is going on?
The same way I got here, same way you can get here. And I'm just telling you the truth. You have to work
same way
hard.
I can do it, you can do it as well. And I know we do it differly, but understand, I'm not here for you to leech off for me like that. Get out of my pocket. Thank you very much.
I'm not here. Well, like we said, we're about to go on break. Our first video is from Tito Montana Miracle. Then we come back with our guests. Yeah. That's my man. We are back.
Who are they listening to?
Tito Montana, Final Score Entertainment. See y'all up there, baby.
Right there, guys. Well, guys, I tell you right now, welcome back to Applying Pressure. I'm your lady being beautiful me with your host, okay, Snap. That's Snap. Right then, Dad. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we have a wonderful, wonderful guest, a very special guest, guys, and that is the re-elected mayor of Newburgh, New York. And he has a book that is out right now, and that is called America, America. And what we're going to hear more about this book, and he's going to tell you all about it, guys. And how is Newburgh, New York standing?
Yes.
And what is the population that is there in Newburgh, New York? Because I don't believe I've been in
There they go.
New York.
Shout out to my man. Give a special welcome to Torrance Harvey.
You know what? He can't even let me do my doggone introduction the way I do it.
Nah.
Okay, here we go. So Torrance, Mayor Torrance Harvey, how are you doing today?
Doing well, doing very well. How are you all?
Man, we blessed.
Very blessed.
Hot. Favorite.
Yeah.
You know what? Hot and favorite. He talking about the devil was real. He's always going to be real. So was God. God is even realer. Yeah, that's right. Look, okay, so you know what? We're going to get right on into it. So, I'm saying Mr. Mayor. I don't know. I respect. So, how long has it been that you, being in politics? Let me just say that, because I know you've been. Now, this is your second term, and that is what 6 years. So now we're doing another 6 years, right?
Well, it's 4 years per
It's still
term.
4. So I get confused with it because they changed this different for.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't look at me.
Okay, you know what that he said. Don't look at him.
I ain't in politics.
So it's still 4. It is okay. I forget. Oh, anyway, 4 years. So now we got to do another 4 years right now, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, so I'm in my 3rd year of my second term.
It's been. Wait, are we already there?
Yeah, we already there. You gotta realize the last time he was on the show, he was going for re-elected.
Child, let me tell
and then
you.
COVID came.
That's you know what COVID done to everybody. We just forgot.
Years just missing.
So how was that term? How's the term different from the first term since COVID was here?
Yes.
How would you handle that?
Very good.
Man, excellent question. And it's anyone in leadership positions as elected officials, it doesn't matter if it's local, state, or federal. We've literally gone through hell and back. And excludes the explicitives, but it's something that we had not experienced in America in over 100 years since the First World War.
Yes, correct.
In 1918, they had the Spanish flu, which we now know as influenza, and that was the last pandemic the United States of America had to endure. So anyone, I don't care if they're local, state, or federal elected officials in leadership roles, we had to really roll up our sleeves, really put on our boots, and get into the trenches. We're talking about food insecurities, high rates of unemployment,
yes,
people dying, being able to report, and set up, pop-up vaccine sites, testing sites. You had to deal with a lot of the political, socioeconomic elements of it. People who were already living in urban, dense populated cities and impoverished had it exponentially worse than those who lived in rural towns, where their homes were spread out and they were living on 40 acres and a mule. Newburgh is an urban city about 66 miles north of New York City.
60 miles.
And,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we're about 30,000 people. 28 to 30,000. Of course, when census 2020 happened, which is right at the beginning of the pandemic, black folks didn't want to, fill out the census report.
No.
African Americans don't trust the government. So, they say we have 29,000, but we know we probably have about 40,000 residents in the city of Newburgh, because those that don't participate in the census every 10 years. So, I mean, I'm gonna take this jacket.
Go ahead. I do have a question, though. I do have a question, and I believe that's on a lot of us our minds. What you just said. Now, as far as the census, this is not something that's new. That's been happening, or they just occurred. Why is it, do you think, and you being a man of color, that you think that people of color do not want to fill out the census?
Yeah, it goes back to the history lessons, that I've taught for many years. And, when we look at the syphilis experiment of the 1930s, when you look at what they call the Tuskegee experiment.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you look at all these other things that the federal government has done, African Americans don't trust the government.
And why is that? Because besides that, why is that they do not trust the government?
I mean, you got to think about it. Look at the 1960s, Lyndon Baines Johnson, the Great Society programs, which created project buildings, that created, welfare, created in the 1960s, Medicaid, Medicaid for the elderly. And then you had, Medicaid was in the 1930s, Medicare. Medicare for the elderly in the 1930s, Medicaid in the 1960s, which were for people on social services. So when you look at the Great Society programs created by Lyndon Baines Johnson after the death of JFK, they strategically took the black man out of the family structure. They strategically took the black man out of the home, because you couldn't receive social services if you had a man who worked and collected a salary or wages. So it's a long list of degradation and a long list of Jim Crow. You had state laws that endorsed Jim Crow. Voting rights were prohibited, poll taxes, grandfather clauses, and literacy tests for us to be able to exercise our right to vote. So it's a long list of things that the government, whether it's federal or state, had done to African Americans, just looking at the 83 to 88 years of Jim Crow in America.
Correct.
So
now
those been a distrust.
Yes. Now those laws are still on the books. Is that correct?
Well, we have voting rights. The Voting Rights Act of 1964. And it's the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 were passed, and that was the whole point of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement, to get Lyndon Johnson to sign the Civil Rights Act of 64 and the Voting Rights Act of 65. And then what happens is, those things had a sunset clause. Right, and so the federal laws have a sunset clause, and so state governments have had to implement voting rights and civil rights at the state level to protect, the residents within different states when the Civil Rights Act or whatever Voting Rights Act had a sunset, which is to expire. So to my understanding, those things still exist, but as a precaution, like our governor. Governor Kathy Hochul, she in New York, she just passed the John Lewis Voting Rights Act to make sure that the voting rights for people in New York are protected. In addition to look what happened with Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, the Roe v. Wade decisions. So all these different things that you see happening over the course of time in American history have created this distrust of African Americans and people of color. We had 4 years of Donald Trump. Just look at the insurrection of January 6th. which is actually my birthday, 2020.
I see you, Capricorn. I see you,
well, they're right now talking a lot about this with the case that he has brought this attention that has been robbed or whatever the case is, and now we're in a freaking trial, okay, to talk about this when we know that he set this up. Yeah. You know, he's like, no, I do the rest. I got this. Whoa, this is coming from the USA of the president. Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Right. But you know what? Look, I want to put a lighter thing on this. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about your book, okay? That is America, America. And we be right back here on Applying Pressure after this music break, everyone.
My man Hoodies, we see you out there, baby. Go out there and work, baby. Hey. Welcome back to Applying Pressure. I'm your host, Snap.
And I am your lady being beautiful me, Andre Gatta, everyone. Well, all right, so we have Mr. The mayor, re-elected mayor of Newburgh, New York. That is Mr. Torrance Harvey, everyone. All right. So we're here to talk about this book, America, America. America, America. Okay, come on. Let's go on. Yeah, show that book. All right, I'm trying to do that. All right, then look. He's going to show. We can't see all that, Mayor. Okay, we can see that. Thank you very much. Okay, so he is right now joining us via satellite, via Zoom, what may have you, right? So, okay, what we have here, tell us about America, America, and what inspired you to basically call it America, America.
Yeah, so America, America is a pen open letter to the nation that speaks to the current social justice movement in America. Is written from the African-American lens. The work centers around the cultural awareness and cultural responsibilities that we all have as avenue for positive change in America and around the world. And so when George Floyd was videotaped and recorded, murdered on video, that's what inspired me to write this book. You know, a series of poetry that centers around that social justice movement that was ongoing here in America and in Brooklyn, Minnesota, and in Newburgh, New York, and all around the country while we were in the beginning stages of a global pandemic. That's what inspired this book.
Okay, so this is a book of poetry?
It's a book of poetry, yes.
Okay. All right. So it's a book of poetry. All right. So we're not going to sit there and leave, the South, as of the United States. So this is a book of poetry. Okay, very interesting. You had a question?
A little taste.
Okay, so you can give us a little taste of that. And this is all coming from you.
Oh, absolutely. That's
okay.
Black man from America, yes.
Okay, and now are there any quotes from other people, Maya Angelou or whatever, that you may be using from others?
Yeah. So America, America is actually inspired by James Baldwin.
Yes.
And the circumstances that we've seen. So the writers of James Baldwin, which I've studied extensively. I was trained in the theater, classically trained, Morehouse College graduate, also trained in the conservatory program at the theater school at DePaul University. So I studied Baldwin, I studied Shakespeare, Chekhov, I studied a lot of the African-American playwrights and writers. And so there's a lot of layers to this. So this poem, which is the title of the book, America, America, says, America, America, land of the free, home of the brave, land for our forefathers for which you never saved, on the forefront of American prosperity when America never really wanted me and my ancestors to truly be free, because my ancestors were enslaved, not only for how he or she behaved. The U.S. Constitution, we were made 3/5 of a human to count your population count, for that bicameral legislature had to be made. Oh, America, America, land of the free, home of the brave. The non-free black man was skilled, yet killed, and the dry bones still remain in his tragic grave. Medgar, Martin, and Malcolm, tragically torn from society, but more importantly, torn from their own beloved families, because their daughters of the night still sleep and weep at night, as their torn souls sleep, as their mamas wept themselves to sleep many nights. No matter what I do, I'm still crazy for you, America, but you don't seem to care about the children whose famous fathers are now dead, because there are things that we still dread, north, south, east, west. if you are a black man or a colored immigrant, you are a second-class citizen, reduced to nothing again and again. Oh, America, America, tell Mr. Charlie to leave me alone. And then it goes on and on.
Well, thank you so much. So he just read an excerpt of his book, guys, from his Poetry of America, America. And I really want you guys to go ahead and get that. Where can they find this? On TorranceHarvey.com, or they have to go to Amazon?
Yeah, so they could go to www.torranceharvey.com and click in the menu books, and then they'll see 2 videos of real live poetry performed on my website, TorranceHarvey.com. And when you go to the book page, you can purchase it through that page, or you can purchase it on all digital platforms: Barnes and Nobles, Amazon Books, Google Books, you name it. You can Google me and say Torrance Harvey Books and all the platforms. These are my publishers' web address.
Okay, so I'm going ahead and confirm that. So you can go to TorranceHarvey.com or go to all platforms. That is Amazon Books. You can go to just type in Google Torrance Harvey Books. Okay, is that correct? Or just America, Torrance Harvey. Definitely, I really enjoy this, and I do have to say that I lay in my bed, and there are times that I'm reflecting right now. So I lay in my bed and I wonder, just what you had said, it brings me back to the pain, when is it going to end? Why do they keep doing this? Why? Because of the color of my skin? Because I look different from you? So you're going to treat me different? And my thing is that you're going to burn in hell. And there's a special place for you, for people like that. And that's because I'm indifferent from you. But that what makes us all special is because we're all different. But those people, Jim Crow laws, what may have you, someone told them wrong, and they're going to be dealt with. And it hurts so bad. It really does.
And just a second that fact, you're right on point, sister. When we look at my friend in Buffalo, New York, the mayor of Buffalo, Byron Brown. Byron Brown is the mayor of Buffalo, New York. I gave him a call and left messages and spoke to him briefly. He and I did some work up at Harvard. A bunch of mayors and town supervisors competed for some money in 2019. And it's so ironic. Mayor Byron Brown, who's the mayor of Buffalo, New York, was with us. And I have a picture. We all were there. We got one of the awards that were almost $1 million to deal with urban blight.
Hey, man, good, very good. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so he, the human atrocity that happened in Buffalo a month or whatever ago, a month and a half ago.
No, that was
about a month ago.
Is it?
About a month ago. Yeah. The shooter targeted African Americans. Yeah. I mean, there's video footage where he approached white folks coming out of that grocery store, and he apologetically, paused and said he was sorry, But then when he saw the African American grandmothers and some of the women, the men that came out of that grocery store, he just let loose on them, and that lets me know that's why this book, America, America, and my first book, Yaa Sankofa, is very important. Okay. Yaa Sankofa and America, America, 2 books I've written.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're very important because they talk about who we are as a people in the United States and the contributions that we've made as African Americans. This great nation was built on the backs of slaves, our ancestors, and we stand on the shoulders of our great ancestors that came before us. And so until we have these open conversations about race, class, and ethnicity, and why multiculturalism is important, we have to celebrate our racial and ethnic and religious differences, not hate on one another for them. And we're polarized in the United States right now, right? We have to have these conversations. That's why I love this show you guys are doing, applying pressure, snap judgment, applying pressure. It's super important. We got to have these platforms to discuss who we are, what we are, why we are who we are, and so
when we talk about these things, some of us don't want our own culture do not want to face the history. One,
face the
because
truth.
they're not told from the time they're coming up, and their parents don't know either. And some of them just basically, they feel like it's just gonna go away, or whatever the case is.
That's why we go by the motto: we was raised right but taught wrong.
Taught wrong.
You know, always say that we was raised right
Yeah.
as loving each other, but we was always taught wrong. Our parents didn't teach us right. And we have to learn. We're learning off experience now. So it's good that our kids, we have to give it back to our kids. School's not teaching us what we need. They're teaching what they want us to.
And not only that, you know, because I know there's some books. Okay, there's what's his name? The one that represented George Floyd's family. What's his name? I can't. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I forgot his name. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, he's known. And the thing is that, you know, putting the books back into, or creating books, being taught African American culture, not the culture, but just the history of it all. We weren't just slaves. What are you talking about? We own this, we own that, and this, so on and so on, just like everyone else. But you just don't want us to be great because someone told you that what? We dirty. I don't understand this part. It's just, it baffles me, and it's so much. It's like, like what in the world? Where'd you get this from? You know? So when you come from the Caucasus of mountains, okay, mind you, we come from lands that's great. Why do you think they want to go there and take it away? Because it is great, because it is rich, and because we do come from royalty. They don't want you to see that.
They want you to know
that you are royalty.
Well, I know that important question. You being a man of politics, especially a colored man, has it been tough in the road once you got into the mayor?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, just the protocols. You know, I went to my daughter's graduation. She had 2 graduations.
Congratulations! I've seen that.
Thank you. She's in a special program at Newburgh Free Academy, which is our high school here in Newburgh, New York. And we have the P-TECH program, which I actually teach. It's called the P-TECH program, and the kids can earn a high school diploma and a 2-year associate's degree in cybersecurity at the same time, like simultaneously. They can do it in 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years. So they'll have like a high school diploma and their college degree, 2-year college degree, associates. And so my daughter was able to get it done in the 4 years of high school. And so, you know, college ends before high school. So she actually got her associate's degree in May in cybersecurity, and she got her high school diploma just this past Thursday. And we know high school is a prerequisite to the college. But anyway, so I was sitting at the college graduation. Now they knew my daughter is in this program.
Well, I want you to do this. I want you to hold that thought. We're going to come back with after this commercial break here. On Applying Pressure, everyone. I'm your lady being beautiful, me, Andreetta, here with your host.
Snap.
Snap. Okay, it's Snap, guys. Don't go around saying snap. Okay, it's Snap. Okay, guys, so we are back here with Torrance Mayor, re-elected mayor of Newburgh, New York, Torrance Harvey. That's TORRANCEHARVEY.com. His book, America, a book of poetry, guys. And I think it's it's all coming from him with some inspirational notes from others, of course, and we want you to be inspired and have a heart, have some empathy, understand it's not about you.
Yes, it's about us.
It's all about us. So you were saying about your daughter, how she's taking college courses, she graduated, she got a degree while she was in high school, actually. So you go ahead, continue on, sir.
So I'm sitting at the college graduation ceremony with my wife and my other older sons, and everyone knows that any graduation is a traditional ceremonial event.
Yes.
And if you have dignitaries or elected officials, the protocol is to acknowledge them in some sort of way.
Yes.
Say hello. I want to give a shout out to Mayor Torrance Harvey of Newburgh, New York.
Yes,
he's with us today. If the governor, if a senator, a state senator, a United States senator, a House of Representatives,
the secretary, whatever,
a Secretary of State, any elected official is attending a traditional American ceremony.
You acknowledge them.
Funerals, graduations, it doesn't matter. You acknowledge them.
Yeah.
So as a black mayor, as
Uh-huh.
an African American mayor, I'm attending my daughter's college and high school graduation. No mention, no acknowledgement of the mayor of the city of Newburgh.
Wow. I see you turned red like me. I'll be hot too, champ.
And,
Okay.
you know, those are the little microaggressions that we're talking about. And when we say applying pressure, I'm gonna speak about it
Yes.
because it's a silent snub.
But if you was a man of another color out there, they definitely. Oh
Yeah, they would've
they'd have
mentioned-
security for you. They'd have security for you.
About security.
The mayor, I mean, even if you were a city council person,
Yes.
right?
The
It
chief.
doesn't matter. You know, the protocol is you have an elected official in your American ceremonial event. You acknowledge that dignitary, some way, somehow.
So would you? What's the future now? Are you continue to? Can you run again?
Oh yeah, I could run 3 more terms because we just voted on term limits and last year, and so the terms that I've served thus far are grandfathered in. You know.
Got
so
you.
they don't count.
Very good.
Good.
Any other election that and I'm gonna be very frank with you. The way I feel now, I don't believe I'm gonna run for another term.
I got you.
I've gotten a lot of work done. I got 1 more year under this term, so my term ends at the end of 2023. Unless God Himself, unless Jesus touches me.
I got you.
You know, I mean,
He came down, knock, knock, knock.
Knock,
like you did, Shadrach, Meshach, and
Minute ago.
Abednego.
Yes, today. You
Unless
know.
that happens, I mean, again, elected officials or leaders are judged according to Arthur Schlesinger, senior and junior. Leaders are evaluated based on how they respond to a time of crises, and we've had a global crisis, and so again, my hat goes out to any elected officials at the local, state, and federal levels. That if you're in that position like I am, getting through COVID-19, the coronavirus, which was allegedly found in Wuhan, China, and made its way to the United States.
Yes.
You've been through hell and back, and so
I have to say, let me ask you this question. I'm sorry, Mayor. You're describing to us a little bit vague about the description on what it's like when you get some news like that. I'm picturing in my head that, oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, I need to have like this visual when you hear this type of news. Like, how do you feel once you get that type of news? I mean, I can only imagine, but can you walk me, just give me a little bit. I'm not
Phone
giving
going
the
off the
whole
hook.
thing.
Emails going on. It's crazy.
Just imagine.
oh yeah.
Being an elected official,
Right, we have protocols. My phone starts ringing off the hook. I go into my little home office and downstairs. It's like my little bat cave.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you got a red phone like Batman? Is that true? You got your own phone?
Pretty much, might as well be a red phone. Got a red phone.
Yeah, and your first thought is like, oh my Lord, why me? Why now?
Oh, God.
And it's like, and you're afraid, all these different emotions go through you, but then that's only for a brief second, and then you just step up, and because we had a tornado, we had a police-involved shooting, which led to a riot, we had the George Floyd, we had 8 protests in our city when George Floyd was killed. We had so much happen in the city of Newburgh since
Wow.
I became mayor in 2018. Because I finished the former mayor who died of ovarian cancer, Mayor Judy Kennedy. I finished her term, and then I was reelected.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so I was a councilman for 2 years, which was supposed to be for 4. But the point is, I get on the phone. We go into conference call with the emergency response team. That's the city manager, myself, all the different department heads, like DPW, which is Department of Works, Water, Sanitation, the Engineers Department. Then we get on with the county executive. We get on with the governor. We have protocols and conference calls with our governor.
So
then you get calls from DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see the Senate, the House of Representatives, the president, so yeah, right on up the chain, and all these entities, we all go into emergency response mode.
So
Okay.
Out of all this, since this is probably your last term, what has Torrance Harvey learned about himself during these years in office? What you learned about yourself? 'Cause I know you learned a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned that you have to have tough skin. You're
Yeah.
not gonna please everybody.
Nope.
Your own people
Yeah.
Emphasis
are
that.
gonna hate on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Your own people
Yes.
will hate on you because of your skin tone, or because you're educated and can put your subject and verb agreements together.
I definitely can relate to that. Yeah.
Your own people.
Yeah. I don't
I had
know.
a sister hate because on a Sunday, I was invited last Sunday, a week ago today, Juneteenth. I was invited 3 months prior to do a book signing for America, and Yasser and Co. for my first book. They ordered 100 books, and they asked me for Juneteenth. They were going to showcase at Barnes & Noble's, Newburgh Barnes & Noble, African American and Latino authors that are local.
Right.
They invited me to be sort of like the headliner. And so a lot of my high school students came to support. We took pictures. I sold probably 50 books to 100 books that day. And I posted on social media. And we had just had a woman die from a fire a week and a half prior, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this sister said, "Oh, I can't believe this mayor. He's promoting his book for self-profit and for soft income.
What the world?
We're still mourning over the death of Mrs. So-and-so who died in a grease fire a week and a half prior." And I said, first of all, it's on a Sunday. Second of all, it's Juneteenth, and I'm promoting African American culture,
Right.
and history. And third of all, you're gonna hate on the mayor for selling literacy?
And not only that, oh my Lord, the fact is that she should just kept her mouth shut.
Exactly.
First of all, but you know what? And then my thing is, tell me what you have done after that woman had died. Did you go get your hair done? Your nails did? Did you stop
doing what you was doing?
stop doing what you was doing? I'll be damned. That doesn't make any sense.
They hated. The woman was hating as if I was being insensitive. Now I already experienced
Because you are elected official,
You're a man
you
of
are
power.
dignitary. That's why.
on a Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
You can say on a Sunday. Sundays is our rest day.
Not on this chipper day.
Right, and I was like, wow, you really hating on me? I'm not selling. Now, are you going to call out the drug dealers on the block slinging amethyst rock?
Thank you,
gonna
thank
call
you.
them out?
Thank you.
They're poisoning our people, and people dying.
She focusing on the wrong thing.
Yes.
We already know. See, people like that, you have a lot of that. And as you know what, moving right along, there's a way to shut those people up.
Yes.
Okay, there really is a way to shut them up. And I mean, I'm not saying me personally would be doing something, but there is a way. You just call it out, shut their mouths. All that negative energy. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah.
So what's next for Torrance Harvey? Before we leave, we want to
Yes.
get on. What's next for you? Since we know you're not going to run for another year, what's next?
Well, he
Movie?
might not
Doing
work
the
for
book?
me. He might not.
If he comes down, we
may-
gonna
You
see.
know what? Look, I could only imagine when Obama, he was so happy to leave. Okay, he was like, "I am not coming back." I mean,
He ran
So
from the White House.
and being the head honcho in the White House, and then just being a man, just only imagine what he went to go. I can only imagine what you're going through. He had bigger, but you it's just as much, and so I can only. Who child? Yeah.
Eventually, I mean, I would hear people were like, "Oh, he just like Obama," as if it were a diss. Right?
How?
Yeah.
He just like Obama, sell out and this and that and the other.
How's it
How?
sell out? I don't.
People are amazing. Our own people, man.
It's just coming from them.
Sometimes it's tougher for us to get ahead, and even as African Americans.
Crabs in the barrel, honey. Crabs in the barrel.
But what's next for me? I never stopped teaching high school history. I teach global history and American history and government.
Very good.
23 years
All right.
at the Newburgh School District. I will continue to teach. I have about 7 or 8 more years to go.
Okay.
Okay.
On that, and I'm gonna continue to write books. I have a new book, a children's book, entitled "Hey, Mr. Mayor, He's My Neighbor." That's coming out in the fall. So I just sent the manuscript to my publisher.
The Mayor's My Neighbor.
It's "Hey, Mr. Mayor is my neighbor." Yes.
Hey, Mister, got you.
No, I was changing the title
Oh,
already.
you changing already? Look at you. She
I was changing the
she want
title.
exclusive rights.
I'm just saying.
Well, I knew you was destined for success because I'm gonna let
Amen to that.
I'm gonna let son out the bag. Me and Mr. Harvey and his twin brother and his family. We grew up together.
Okay,
and
very
good.
I knew he was success when he was with Downtown Julie Brown. You know who Downtown Julie Brown is?
remember her.
Y'all know MTV.
I
Man.
used to dress like her.
Yeah, he used to go in a dance hall like he was the man. So but the dance and break dance, we should look for him and his brother.
Yes, indeed. So, are you an actor too?
You doing everything?
Yes, I'm a trained actor. I worked on a lot of films. I did a lot of photo double and body double work.
That's very good,
and
too.
Principal work. So, as my man, Mr. Snap, the host, Mr. Thirst.
All right.
Yes.
We grew up in Poughkeepsie, New York, otherwise known as the Power Kingdom. And my twin brother in high school, we were on Club MTV with Downtown Julie Brown, 6 days a week, all around the world before the internet was created.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were excited. We were part of the what I call the golden era of hip hop. My friend Eric B from Eric B and Rakim, he and I talk all the time.
Yeah.
And, he keeps trying to tell me we need to do a documentary, but the hip hop dancers were very important. The break dancers.
Yes.
Let me tell you right now, I know Eric B. and Rakim. I used to dance. I was an Apollo dancer, and I used to do backup for his girlfriend, his daughter at the time, his daughter's mom. Okay, so I used to hang out with them quite a lot, so I know what you're talking about.
Tell him Andrea to say what's up.
I used to do a lot of little backup dancing for a lot of artists. Yes, indeed.
The golden era.
Exactly.
That's the golden era.
Yes, it was.
And, you go to YouTube and you type in, Club MTV, Downtown Julie Brown, you'll see the twins.
That's y'all. Yep.
Lawrence and Torino Harvey. It's on my website. You see some of the video clips and interviews that we had, and we were like 17 years old.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And so when I talk to Eric B all the time, he's like, "Yo, man, you gotta do a documentary."
Might be good.
Might be good.
Yeah, might be good. Definitely.
Yeah. I said only if you produce it, but he and I are real good friends. I worked on a movie called Belly. I don't know if y'all remember.
Who?
Belly. It was a hip hop classic.
Belly?
Better with DMX? Not that one.
Nas.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Belly.
Come on, everybody know Belly. That's
Yeah.
people's top five.
You so silly.
Okay.
Photo double and stand in for Belly. I worked on Shaft with Sam Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's my favorite.
John Singleton.
Blessings.
Directed the second Shaft, not the original from the 70s, but the
Yes.
The second one was Samuel.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
So I was Ruben Santiago Hudson's photo double.
Oh, really?
Oh. Now you're gonna make me go.
Now
Now
you
you're gonna
gotta
make me
go
go home and
back.
watch
Now I
it.
gotta
Let
go
me go home and
back.
watch it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn it, did my man.
I gotta go back because I love him though. I love that dude.
If you go to the scene where Ruben Santiago, who plays the corrupted black
Detective, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the scene where he gets shot by Vanessa Williams and Sam Jackson,
Yeah.
in the alley coming out of Busta Rhymes'
Student apartment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go to that scene, that is not Ruben Santiago Hudson.
That's you?
He had a bad back. That's me.
I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
John Singleton actually told me, we're gonna let you do this scene, and we need this scene where Ruben's character gets killed. And if you go to that scene and you slow it up, you'll see that's me, not Ruben.
Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Now I have to go back and really look at it.
Yeah, you can make me go home right now.
Yes,
and watch
indeed.
that.
Because I like that movie. I love that movie. That's my go-to. That's like my go-to action.
That's a great movie. And John Singleton passed away. So too
Yes,
did,
indeed.
Lynn Thigpen. Lynn Thigpen was the teacher. She was the mother. She was the mother of
Mekhi Phife.
Mekhi Phifer.
Yeah.
In the film. She and I worked together in 1993 on an ABC after school special
Well,
Oprah Winfrey called Girlfriend.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
indeed.
Well, I'm gonna get in contact with Tyler Perry and hook him up.
Well, we need to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
we got
you know
you.
what? We are at the end of our show. And though is the relationship is never at an end, okay? So we greatly appreciate you, Mayor Torrance Harvey. Okay, they can't hear me over that.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Mayor Torrance Harvey, we definitely appreciate you. Please get his book, America. And guys, any last words?
Oh yes, man. Mr. Torrance Harvey, you already know, man. We grew up together. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing what you do. I'm glad you became something that people can look up to, and I'm real proud of you and your brothers, man. I'm glad to honor and say that you're my brother, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. And are we going to break or are we going to come back?
Oh, we out. So
okay, so
where can they get in contact? Where they get in contact with you real quick? Where they can find you?
Yeah, find me www.torranceharvey.com, or you can find me Google me, Torrance Harvey. You'll see my city the city website.
Mayor of New York, Newburgh, New York.
Yeah, Newburgh, New York. You can hit me up. You can email me through my website as well. We applying pressure.
No, you know it.
You know what I'm saying? And we shaking the walls, and we're gonna make change, positive change.
Whoa. Yes, indeed. And we're going to keep it shaking, baby.
That's
I'm
right.
your lady, being beautiful me. You can find me, guys, on AndreaDeGarns.com. And, just say being beautiful me and change the way you think, because you do change your world. Snap.
And remember, when life weighs you down a little bit, rest if you must. Just don't quit. Next week, same time, same place,
just
different
rest.
topics.
How about that?
Yeah, go to sleep. Wake up, you
Peace
dead.
out.
One
All
love.
right,
See y'all
then.
next week.
Love you.